There we go. You guys didn't hear none of that. None of it. Um, okay, so to recap, I said, what's up, everybody? Hope you're doing well. I'm doing pretty good myself, just like I start every single one of them. But yeah, the whole point, and that's coming through now. The whole point of that was in my one little transition screen, where you just see the rabbit logo. The microphone is tied into that, so I was like, oh, let me make sure that doesn't. I just barely use it, but I was like, oh, let me mute the microphone from that. So I did, and it turns out I muted the microphone from everything. So we're an idiot. If you watch my content, you'll know that by now. So. Okay, couple things. Well, we got to finish up the week and prepare for a Corolla storm. It's not going to affect us in any way, shape, or form. But I think it's time that we have to admit that we're going to have to go back out into the deep desert. Um, I haven't really needed a lot of spice. And what I was getting in my low population Haga Basin was more than enough. But one thing I'm running out of is the Plastanium, the spice infused Plastanium Dust. That is for a lot of the schematics, and yeah, I know it's weird. A lot of the equipment and different gear and things, they require that. And we did have a decent supply of it, but we've been making stuff. So now we're going to have to go out and get that. Those only come from shipwrecks and testing stations out in the deep desert. You can sometimes get it from the auction house in Harco or Arakeen, depending on which one you go to. But it's a rare thing to find. And honestly, the auction house pricings is just ridiculous. It's just terrible. Um, we're allowed to set our own value, and unfortunately, we really haven't recovered that well from the duping economy and all that craziness that went on there. So prices are ridiculous. And you have some of your bigger guilds that have just tons and tons and tons and tons and tons of Solari. So, they're putting things up and offering them at ridiculous prices. But yeah, Plastanium Dust doesn't come from the auction house, at least mine, that often. I could probably talk to my guild who they've moved to a different server, a majority of them, but they've still retained a presence back in this server that we're in. And I could probably be like, yo, guys, can I grab some Plastanium Dust? And they'd be like, yeah, not a problem. But I don't want to do that because, I don't know, I just don't like taking stuff. But, yeah, so we're going to have to prepare ourselves for a return to the deep desert. And we're going to be looking for mostly the Plastanium Dust, spice-infused Plastanium Dust. But we're also going to be doing some spice harvesting. And we might venture off into the PvP sections or PvE, mix of it, a little bit of both. Who knows? But yeah, that's one thing we're going to be doing. So I want to talk about something here and the reason why we're standing here. For my base here, I have, let me get actually into the game. So this is the setup I have for my chemical refinery, right? We got our desk stills up there and just some extra machines. But this is the storage box thing that I've set up. If you build a half wall, you can put like the ceiling tile like this one, the floor. You can put that in there and you'll be able to slide these small boxes. I think they're called, yeah, the regular smaller storage box. They aren't the tiny little guys, the chests and things, but this one, you can fit this in there and then you can stack them. So what I've done is I've got all of my flour sand here, and then right below it is all the silicone blocks that I make. And this one's the same thing. It's just basically the second set. And then over here we have all of our, I don't really know how to say this properly, erythrite? Erythrite? We're going to say erythrite. Erythrite crystals. And then below that is the cobalt paste that we make. Now the chemical refinery
A large sandstorm is approaching.
can also do things like make fuel cells and lubricants and stuff. We don't really worry about that too much because we make those in a big batch and usually it takes care of us for quite a long time. So these are the ones that we normally will do. But what I want to show you is this box right here, which is sitting off beside the machine. Now I have some extra overflows on this side, but this guy serves a special purpose. So when you're making something, like here I'm making cobalt paste, right? If you look at the storage, you've got a set number of spaces. In this case, it's 5. And you also have a set amount of volume. If you exceed this and fill this up, it will not be able to put any more material in the storage of itself. So it's going to divert to a chest. And you would think that it would be like, oh, well, it's going to pop to the closest one. No, it pops.
Weather alert. A large sandstorm is approaching.
It pops somewhere. I had this happen to me, and downstairs it was sticking cobalt paste. So this box here is for an overflow. What I usually do is, like, I'll be playing and I'll be like, all right, it's time to go to bed. I'm done, or I don't want to play anymore, or something like that. And I'll take a look at my water supply and I'll be like, yeah, it's getting pretty high and I need to make something and make some materials. So I'll go to a machine and just do the max that it can do. And sometimes that's more than it can hold, so then it just diverts it somewhere else, and then I got to go find it. Most of the time what happens is I'll just randomly be looking at different boxes and be like, why is there cobalt paste in here? Oh, okay, I get you. So there is a way to resolve that problem. And the way we do that is, for the machine, under your storage settings, you'll notice you've got circuits. There's a total of 8. So if you don't know what these are, I'm going to explain it. If you do, then just ignore me. But these circuits are basically, think of them as routes. So in this case, circuit 1 means that it's going to pull materials from any box that's on circuit 1. If you have something in circuit, say 8, and this machine is set for 1, it's not going to pull from anything in 8. So that's a way to keep certain materials from getting taken if you have them separated for a reason. And I'll show you one reason why that's important. But in this case, you'll notice that I have this machine is pulling inbound resources from circuit 1, but it exports whatever it makes to circuit 6. Can't close it for some reason. There we go. That's what this box is right here. This box is completely set up. Really doesn't matter about the exporting. That would just be in case you made something somewhere it could pull from it. But this box is set for circuit 6. Now, right now, it's empty. But let's say, we're going to come in here and we're going to pause this bad boy. Let's say that you have too much stuff in here. Unfortunately, volume-wise, I can't affect that. But what I can do is I can split these up. And I can fill up all of these spots. So now my number or quantity is full, but my volume isn't. Now, as long as I'm making cobalt paste, it's going to keep filling in these gaps. But let's say that I decided all of a sudden, hey, I need some silicone blocks. So we're going to actually set this up to craft real quick. We'll just do 10. We'll be fine. So now it's going to make 10 of these. Okay. But I also want to do something right away to show you guys. So we're going to move this up in the queue so that it'll jump over the cobalt paste it's making, and it'll make the silicone blocks. I think it's still going to make this one. So we'll see one of these numbers go up. But let's do this and we'll resume. Yeah, it's going to finish that one. So let's look at the storage. This should go up to 137. And then the machine will stop. And now it's going to go again. And now it's making those silicone blocks for me. But because I filled up my volume, it has no place to go. But it's still making them. And where are they going? They're going into this box right here. And we can actually sit here and watch. This number will go up to 10. And once it gets to 10, then the machine will shut down and it's going to restart going on the cobalt paste that we have set up to make. So if you get to the point, or even if you're not at the point where you're making items in bulk, um, if you get to the point where you want to control the direction of certain things to keep things from being used, or so that you can remember where it goes specifically after using, um, this is how you do it. You set up your circuits. Now, what I always do with this stuff here, and we'll come back here, is I go into storage and I change this over to like the buggy or an assault thopter. And I'll move these guys over here and then I transfer them to whatever box I want. Normally the quantities are so big that I can't carry it in my backpack. But you could, if you wanted to be that advanced, you could set up where silicone blocks are on 6 and cobalt paste is on 7. And then you just decide to change it no matter what you're doing. I've seen where people will put, because you can put anything in these, they'll go to their backpack and they'll, split off and take one Solari and they'll stick it in there. And that one Solari is enough to divert it to wherever the circuit is ended up going. Keep in mind, there's only 8 circuits. What do you really need them for? Well, I mean, there's only so many materials that you would be doing that with. It's highly unlikely that you're going to be making a whole bunch of weapons. Usually you do them when you need them, or the same thing with armor, vehicle parts, and stuff like that. So technically, the production facilities like this, your refineries, you could do. You probably aren't going to be in a position where you're making so much spice that you would need to dedicate a circuit to spice. If you are, good on you. And you're a good little hunter gatherer harvester. Keep on keeping on. But I am not at that point. So theoretically, those circuits, you'd have enough for at least for the important items. And like right now, I don't make a whole lot of things with copper, so I wouldn't need a circuit for copper. So I could do circuit 1, leave it open for everything. 2 could be flour, silicone blocks. 3 could be cobalt. And then downstairs where I'm making all the ores, I could do like the aluminum, duraluminum, plastanium. There's enough that you could split it out if you want to. I'm personally not at that point. Maybe I will get there. And I know that sometimes when you're in a guild base, they do that so that certain items, that way it keeps it where it's supposed to go. Like if I wanted to make use of the large refinery from my guild, then I would have my own circuit. There would be a jackrabbit circuit, would be circuit 5. And then I could go to a machine, set it to output to 5, put something in there, and I wouldn't have to track it. I could just sit there and wait and go. It does get confusing sometimes because then somebody else will come along and not switch it over, and they'll make something. They'll be like, dude, I just made a bunch of stuff. Who's on circuit 5? Those are other problems. But, so this thing right here, now we got our 10 that we jumped in there. So that is a quick explanation on circuits and how you want to use them. Like I said, I do this because when I make stuff, if it overfills, which it's done before, I just didn't know where it went. So I had to find out where it went. So yeah, that's just a handy little thing. They don't really explain the usage for circuits, and I usually just keep a little box here off to the side. If we go downstairs, you'll see that at the ore refinery, I got the same thing. I had a little box over here, and I have my ore refinery set to drop to circuit 5. Now it pulls in from 1 and takes out, and output goes to 5. You always want to keep this at 1 because most of your base resources are going to be on circuit 1. So your input's 1, but your output is a specific spot, in this case right there. So you can see I've had a couple things that have dropped in. They were just overflows from what I can store in the areas here, but a handy little thing to keep yourself organized. So there you go. What do we have on deck tonight? Well, we've got a couple Landsraad tasks that we're going to finish. We've got Wrong way. We've got some Landsraad tasks we're going to finish. We have a couple things that we want to do, just some minor stuff. We're not going to continue the story on because I still haven't recovered from how creepy and scary dude was standing there in the daylight. We do have some spice we're going to get here, and of course, like I said, preparation for going into the deep desert next week. Now, unfortunately, we had a little bit of time. I didn't know if I was going to be on tonight because I got home and was setting everything up, and then my internet completely dumped. It was off everywhere, the entire house. I looked, and it was community wide. So I was like, "Uh-oh," and that was at about 4:30 that it killed itself, and it was about a quarter after 5 it did come back on. So I did have everything prepped, but I was getting ready to post up and be like, "Hey, we're not gonna be able to do this." And I was, of course, messing around with some of the network settings and stuff like that. But I did not eat yet, and that is not good. That's going to make me a hangry, grumpy boy. And I just heard the family yell at me. So I actually have to do a little 5-minute be right back and grab a meal real quick, and then we'll be back up and we'll be here and running. I did loop the music now. I figured that out. Of course, I shut the microphone off at the same time. But give me about 5 minutes, and I'll be right back with you guys. All right? So stick around. I'll be back as soon as I can. Oh, okay. So sorry about that, folks. We are back. Turned into quite an adventure. Apparently, easy, buddy. Apparently, one of our cats is not feeling well. Left a little present on the floor that I stepped in and found. Awesome. Wasn't this guy, though? I don't know if you guys can see him. Can you see him? Just barely in that bottom corner. What are you doing? Huh? Yeah? All right. That's not the little black and white one, because otherwise you'd be all up in my face. All right. So let's talk. Let's talk about Landsraad stuff. So there isn't much time left. 2.5 hours. So any tasks that we still want to get complete, we don't have a lot of time on. The key ones that I wanted to do was this one, which was to kill slavers so I can get those pincushion boots because I needed them. And we actually went a little bit above and beyond. I'll explain why in a second. This one we didn't even touch. Nothing for us. This one we needed 3,500. And we had a bunch of the spice infused steel dust. It's the plastanium spicy stuff that we really, really need. So, we did exactly what we needed to get it, and now we stopped. The rest of the stuff on here, not too excited about. This one, we wanted that Regis burst drill shot. So we made enough dirks to actually get the 14,000 points. Let's go ahead and get that heavy armor swatch. Why not, right? I do need to start tracking that, though, because I don't want to keep donating a bunch of stuff if I already have it. That would suck. So I actually have to pay attention to the ones I have, and I haven't been. Hell, I might have this one. I don't know. For this, we needed those gauntlets, so we got 3511. We donated exactly as much as we need. The rest of the stuff we weren't too excited about. Didn't want anything here or here. This I think we did by accident. Killed 2 of those guys. Couldn't even tell you where they were. Yeah, it would be nice. I don't need anything on there. The rest of that list, it would be nice. 700 for 10,000 Solari isn't hard to get to. But since I don't want to, they're in the deep desert shield wall, so I'd have to go out there to get them. Maybe, but not 700 worth. Nothing here we need. Have a jolt sword. And again. Okay, so this is an interesting one. It's a Regis Mala pistol, and the Regis is the top gear, which means it's going to be pretty big to make. You're going to need some plastanium, probably some spice melange, maybe some of the dust too. But you get 1,600 points when you turn one in, so it doesn't take long to get to 14,000. But there just wasn't enough stuff there for me to do it. And it's kind of rough there, because even if you want the 10,000 Solari, which, by the way, is not worth it to make a pistol. If I had one laying around, it'd be different. I might. But yeah, it's not worth it. And plus, I'd be at 15. I mean, I'm almost halfway to the next one by delivering one. It's kind of a trap. But it wasn't worth it to me, so I was fine with it. Same thing here. Which, honestly, it's like, dude, the jolt sword, jolt knife. I mean, come on. Didn't need anything here or here or here. This one I have a hard time doing because I don't know, to give away my spice melange. You might have noticed, yeah, man, look, the Harkos did not try at all. We're going to get everything, I would think. Well, we probably won't get these because we're not turning the stuff in anymore. The way you win this is either this number is bigger than your opponent's, which, like I said, they didn't even try, or if you can get a straight line, that's an automatic win. And we actually have 1, 2, 3, 4 straight lines. Probably going to be 5 and 6 here real soon, maybe even 7. Yeah, it really went bad. That's a fault in the Landsraad system. That in the event that there is a server where there are far more of one faction versus the other, it's very one-sided. Eventually, the Harkonnens will get it. They can still get this stuff even if you don't win the Landsraad and get your extra bonus, which is these things, one of these, depending on what you vote for. Oh, we're gonna do production costs. All right, whatever. But yeah, even if you don't win it, you can still, anything that you contributed points for, you could still get. So there's still value in doing this stuff, but yeah. Anyway, didn't want anything here. I'm too excited about this. So here's one where we ended up just saying, oh, you know what? I like killing these guys. Didn't want anything else in there. We went and got some agave seeds, and that pushed us. I think we almost had like 500 or so. I was like, oh, dude, I'll go kill a couple more of them, get that 10,000 Solari for my deal. I mean, I like killing Masquerade anyway, so yay, double win. So we ended up doing that, but nah, not enough to push any further. This one, I had a Adept Kinjal just sitting in a box doing absolutely nothing. So I was like, you know what? I'll turn it into 25 advanced machinery, because if I took it to the recycler or tried to sell it, I wouldn't get near as much as I would get the 25 advanced machinery. So I'm not going to lie, you didn't hear this from me, but the Landsraad is also a really good garbage can to help just get rid of stuff that you're never going to use or don't want anymore. This one I would have loved to have done, because irradiated cores are sometimes hard to get by, hard to come by, but 83 for every Plastanium Dust, and I need 10,000. I mean, I don't have enough of this stuff to make the things that I want to make, so to give it to the Landsraad, I definitely don't have that much. I got a bunch of these compressors. There was just nothing here that I really cared that much about, and this one needed a Regis Vulcan Gal 92. I don't have any of them sitting around, and a Regis is expensive to make. So that brings us back to I'll find it. Oh, this one. I wanted this one. I wanted that a triple shot repeating rifle. So I ended up going into Hagar Rift and killing a bunch of these douchebags. I would love to push for that Sandcrawler engine, but getting it to 35 was a chore, and I don't think I could get to 10,500 in the 2 hours that I have left. I can't do it. There's not enough time. If I had thought about it, maybe I would have started doing it sooner. For this one, not really enough. I don't really use my sand bike. I don't need the improved Halix pick. Would have been nice. I don't know if I have one of those. Again, way too far. But one that we're not too far from. It's right here. Killing slavers. We are about 3,000 points shy of where we need to be in order to get that light armor swatch. And again, I don't know if I have it already. Once you get to that 10,500, make a good push if you can for that 14, because you're almost there. It's a shame to not do the 3,500 extra points you need to get it, because next week you're going to have to do 14,000, and who knows if it's going to be something that you want to go after or you want to get. I need 2,700 points. So 100 is going to get me 2,300. So I need to kill about 100 to 150 slavers. I did a fun thing. We actually took the assault thopter out last night, and I was using rockets to get them. It's really hard to get them with the rocket kills in the big city type things, the community areas or whatever they're called. Just because they're so spread out, and shooting rockets into doors doesn't work all that well, but shooting rockets at them is pretty good for the little camps. Again, there's only 1 or 2 people there, but you can just fly in, fire some rockets, and it's usually pretty quick to get them. Let's go ahead and do that. Before we do that, I need to grab some. We don't have any. Horrible. I need some fuel cells. Could go make some, but I'll tell you what, just for the quickness. Yeah, we got 2 in here. So we just know we're not going to take that guy out. We don't have storage on the assault copter, so we have to carry anything on us. Yeah, fuel is a little low. Now the issue here is, come on, come on, there you go. The issue here is, like I said, I need to kill about 150 of these guys. If we can get, there we go. It's a contract right there. But if we could get a couple, like I said, it's only 1 or 2 guys at a slaver camp, which means we got to take out 50 camps. So that's hard work. So we're going to basically do a combination here real quick of taking some of the smaller guys out with the rockets and taking the bigger guys. We'll actually land and do some fisticuffing. We are officially in slaver territory. This is also a good way for you to prepare for the eventuality of deep desert rocket combat. Because if you go in there without ever firing these things, you don't know how they work, how you can overheat, etc. Alright, so there's some craziness going on here. Let's see if we can intervene. Alright, so 2 of those guys were what we needed. Oh, you healed. You look like a slaver. Where's he running off to? Oh, he's down there. So yeah, it's it takes some time because, like, see this? I can't hit this because, you know, you really got to aim low. But that was a slaver, so that's cool. So see, there's 3, and if I wasn't trying to explain stuff, I would have just flew up, shot in a volley, and rolled. Been noticing this a lot. There's a whole bunch of I don't know if it's scavengers or masquerade that are should be good. A whole lot of fighting going on. In fact, one of the little bases here, like these things, there's like a full-on assault going on. I had to jump in there real quick and shoot. Now, let me show you this. See, there's some guys up here. It's really hard to... Anybody want to tell me how that's not killing that person? Thank you. And now we overheated. This, in all honesty, is more just for funsies, you know? Because I don't ever get to use this thing that much. So... like I said, normally these are better to, spice out there now. Get a little bit lower so that we can, oh, come on. He just threw a grenade at me. Did you see that? stuck there. So yeah, like I was saying, it's kind of hard to pick them out now. Every now and then. Oh, well, one of them's shooting at me. Let's drop down. Rockets have terrible arc. Got a couple with that one. Good enough. There's still one in there. Where are you? There you are. Is there another one? Who's talking? See? No. This guy's hard to hit. Oh, he came out. Thanks. Shielded. I think I just destroyed myself, man. Yeah, I just blew up my own cockpit. That's what I get for getting so close. There we go. Alright, let's see if we can take care of that problem. I don't know if I can. Definitely can't do it by building something. You can fix it. You can fix anything. Yeah, that was totally me. That was me shooting my own rockets into my own craft. But it can be an expensive endeavor, shooting all the rockets. But I'll be honest with you, it's way more expensive to go out and take on other players with zero experience with this thing than it is to sit here and waste it with these guys. Come on. Oh, come on, that hit him. There you go, thank you. There is one guy up here, and you can see him when I look down. He's walking, but it's going to be real hard to take that cut. Let's see if we can get this guy. I only got one of them. Dude's just standing there like a boss. Come on, man. There we go. Finally got him. But we overheated. So let's see how we doing. 753. So not well. We could be doing way better if we just landed and took these guys out. But it's fun, you know? Or maybe if we were a little better. Where's that guy coming from? Was that him? Oh, look at you. I don't want this guy tearing up my cockpit like it did a second ago. You know what? It's time to do this stuff for real. And I'm stuck. I'm stuck. I'm stuck. There we go. Much faster. Not quite as fun. I don't think I can get this guy. Yeah, I think he's like in... Yep, of course. More spice? Well, God. I have to go after spice here in a second. Oh, he's running. We got a runner. Yeah, that's what I thought. Oh, I do also feel bad doing this because we are just blowing past everything. I'm not here to collect chests and your water's mine. I'm just straight up murdering people. Might be all. Yeah, it's good enough. Do 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 do. I think that's hilarious that I blew up my own Doctor cockpit. That's the first real damage this girl's taken. I'm sorry I treated you so badly. But like I said, it's a lot easier taking out these little camps like these things right here. Should be able to take just... Yeah. There you go. See? I got 2 skulls on that, but only saw 1 Landsraad task. It's also better to do this at night because... you can see it so much easier. I think that guy might already be dead. Yeah, you just look for the glow, and you can throw some rockets in there. Too close. And now we're probably not going to be able to get... Yeah. Yep, that's fine. You can shoot at me if you want. I'm just trying to get a better line on you. Okay, well that guy's unkillable, so... Must be a glitch. And map-wise, we got plenty of space in front of us. So, let's go shoot more rockets at people and see if we can keep from blowing ourselves up. Now, it can get a little deceptive, too, because like you see this thing here, there's not necessarily people there. There is this time, though. Let's get our nose back down, and right there. I think I hurt one, killed the other, and then I saw that one healing, so that's why we had to do the second set of rockets. Oh, somebody's underneath us and very angry. All right. Dude, did you see this guy fall? I can't shoot rockets at this guy. Look at his determination. All right, we'll duke it out. I mean, I'm gonna take your knife parts. He had a friend up there. I could go after him, but I don't know if I care that much. Oh, Landsraad. It's up here, isn't it? Yeah, 12,000. So another 2,000. Guess there were people up there, huh? So what we normally do is throw in a volley at one of those little guys, and then we come in here and take out everybody by on foot, at least for these bigger things. Let's get this dude since he's not paying attention. And then there are two of them over here. I've been doing a lot of slaver kills over the past couple days. That poison should kill him. Yep, cool. A little jittery here. It's cool when they line up. So it should be that guy, and then there should also be a melee fighter that's going to be with him. But I tell you what we'll do before we go running in there. Just because it's close. Ah. I thought I heard somebody talking. I do. Oh, she's coming after me. Where the hell are you going, lady? It's me. This one's a smaller one, so I don't think there's anybody else left. Can't get in there. Whatever. Be some fuel cells here. I'll take 64 fuel cells. Why not? Okay, so these guys, I don't know who these bastards are. They are tough and annoying, and you don't get any points for them. They're not registered people now. I don't know if these are like just regular chome dudes or what. They're dressed like it. I don't know where they come from. Unless they came from...
Sector weather alert. A large sandstorm is approaching.
2 minutes, great. Well, we could definitely hide somewhere. I don't think there's anything in these, is there? I mean, you could tear these things apart to get... I'd love for something to be in there. Yeah, they're wearing chome stuff. We'll take it. Well, let's see if we can tuck this bad boy somewhere. Is that going to get us protection? Yeah, we're sheltered and enclosed and getting our crap beat out of us. Come on, man. Ooh, we went nose down. Alright, so we're going to wait out the storm right here. This is also a good time to check our progress. So we're at 1,800. Yeah, we were just at 12 before we showed up here, so it's kind of nice. That there was 2 out front, 2 on the other side, 1, 2. Yeah, that makes sense. There's about 10 there, so we get about 230. Our next stop is going to be here, and then we'll come here, and we might go over here, or we might go over here. I'm not sure. We'll see where we stand then. Can usually generate about 1,000 points in that loop alone. What animals do I have? Is it still just you?
Sector weather alert. A large sandstorm is approaching.
It is just you, isn't it? Yep. Sandstorms. Sandstorms. Testing stations are also great places to get the kills because the slavers will be inside of there. Just hopefully nobody's come through already and cleared everything out. We'll do a quick screenshot of that. I know, because I just took it. See that in a thumbnail in the coming days. So, like I said, we're going to head down here. Go ahead and checkpoint that. So this one, obviously, you can see is a huge establishment. There's actually like a boss that's up here on this platform. That should be him. One of those two is him. But he's just going to catch rockets. Oh, it's him because he could fly. What do you think of that? There's also going to be a ton of bad guys. Come on. There's going to be a ton of bad guys in here. So we'll go ahead and let's see if we can let them know how much we care. That should be good enough, right? Let's move in a little more. We took out the ones that are the most important, and now, whoa, easy. Now we're just going to pick them off. Oh my god, it's garbage. There we go. Who's shooting? You? No, wasn't you. If you can get the guys that have shields, with the spit darts, the poison ones, you sometimes have a chance of getting them killed before, I think, yeah, see, he died from the poison, even though he put his shield up. I got, like, what's going on down here? Here's another one. There we go. There's the sniper. Bye. Alright, so that one's alerted, so his shield's up, unfortunately. I think that was a melee person, so she's going to be running all over the place. But these guys, that was melee. So is that. It's the sniper. That was weird. And then every now and then you gotta check just to make sure they don't come running up the stairs trying to get you. Oh, you're gonna let me kill him. It's nice of him. That's gonna be a heck of a long shot. Yeah, I don't think I can get him from here. He may not even be real. Ooh, wait. Hi. Yeah, I don't think that counted. There's so many people over there, but they're all acting weird. Let's try it. Ready? Oh, nope. Oh, got you when you were glitching, buddy. Oh, see that? There's some other people over there, I think. Anywho, let's see. Let's kill some more of these guys. So yeah, you can see we're racking up the totals here. This is a really good place, and I think we've been here long enough. Some of these people, I think, are coming back, aren't they? I don't know. I'm not going to argue. I think that's the most we can do from up here, but we got a bunch of people. Oh, look at you. I don't think I can get him. I can get him. So we made a lot of progress here. Still some more progress that we can get because there's gonna be quite a few people up in that area. Let's go get them. Let's do it, right? That's what we're here for. You going to rocket them? Oh, thank you. Just can't hook it around that, you know? Let's try right here. Pretty sure the flight path of the rocket's gonna... Come on, man. Alright. We'll do it that way. I think my rocket launcher's taking some damage too, huh? Probably gonna be a lot of people with shields. Just gonna stand there and die? I'm gonna argue. Ooh, we got bad things going on. Come on. Just gonna stand here and... Oh, hey. Yep, you got me, all right. Oh, where are you? Oh, I see somebody up top there. This is gonna be bad. Come on. That was close. It just... Where is the other person? Oh, there you are. Die. I think that's everybody. A great place. Oh, there's one more. Where are you at? Where do you think he was? I'm wasting my time with one dude. Oh, I guess we'll open up chests, huh? Oh, there you are. I don't know if you're the same guy or not, but goodbye. What is that? I don't need it, but a bundle of deserter clothes. That is for one of the missions. Alright, I think we're done here, finally. Unless somebody else yells at us. Yep, sounds pretty quiet. Alright. We'll go ahead and dump some stuff into... Oh, we can't because we don't have any storage. I was going to say we could dump some stuff into storage here, but we can't do that because we don't have any. Let's go visit these guys. Come on, get off the ground. Let's go. There you go. Come on. Let's give them some rockets just in case, right? Should be a guy right down there, too. We're way too high up. Yep, he's standing right there. Come on, buddy. It's never going to hit him. Alright, so we're going to come over here. We're going to turn. We're going to get these guys because they should be able to get killed pretty quick. There they are. Alright. Oh, sliding sniper. Oh, oh, how can it be so terrible with this and then have moments like that? It's me. I'm here. Oh, I shouldn't. And they're gone. Yeah, we're gonna have to... Oh, I guess we'll deal with them now, huh? Here they are. They're going up the hill. Could do without the spotlight, you know? And the spotlight is gone now. I think that's everybody. We did get through here pretty quick. I was kind of concerned that maybe the Sardaukar idiots, the Shalom guys, would take out some of them. It's not cool when we're trying to make some progress. Speaking of, so 700, not bad, not bad at all. We can roughly, if we get 2 per camp, that's roughly 100 points per camp. Or per every 2 camps, sorry. It's assuming there are 2 there and we can kill them. See, like there, we just got the 1. Yikes. But yeah, a great way to get your, to work on your aim. Oh, we didn't come see these guys yet. Just kind of firing blind right now. I'm not sure. I don't even know where those bullets are coming from. Is it you? Oh my gosh. There we go, finally. There is one down here. I guess that's where it was coming from. Look at that guy. Nah, we're not going to be able to hook those shots. Come on, man. I don't know how much more I could hit them. We'll do it this way. That's fine with me. Yeah, let's poison some people. Don't run away. Dude, come on. Mm-hmm.
Identify yourself. You need help.
So yeah, you hit them with the as they're coming up at you, hit them with the drill shot and just dodge away. They'll die. At least in these zones. Some of the tougher enemies don't quite go down so quick or easy. Anybody up here? Hello? Two shots and they're dead. That might be all she wrote, I think. Very close. Of course, the issue now is we've done pretty much all the big fancy things. And got all these people's kills. So now it's just camps until they respawn. Sound like somebody. Although, it's been my experience that after you go to the first place, when you make that loop, they do respawn pretty quickly. Let's see if these guys are back. They are. We're going to get this thing done now. Oh, we're going to get this thing done now. Yep. Alright, we're not going to sit here and waste rockets. Probably would have been smarter to engage them. Oh well, nothing for it now. Oh, she fell off. Sorry, lady. She just standing there watching? Okay. How we doing? Although we might have to get our hands dirty a little bit instead of just taking them from a distance. Don't know if there's going to be enough. Yep, it's me. I'm here. Oh, come on. Come on. That hit? Oh, look at that. We just need two more. Sounds like one person's volunteering. One more and we got it. You'll be the lucky slaver, huh? I see one right down there. Oi. I know there's one right over here. Somewhere. Yeah, walking back there, but we called this shot, so now we gotta take it. I don't know where the hell he is, though. There we go, 14,000. So now we are done, slavers. It has been a great time. I'm going to kill you just because, and like the way you were standing there. And we are done. So there really aren't any other tasks that in the hour and a half to 2 hours that are left, I don't think I can get done. So that's going to be it for the Landsraad for this week. Did get quite a few things, though. Quite a few. So tomorrow, we'll start a new Landsraad. Everything will reset. It takes a little while to get up. But at that point, we're going to go through and we'll go visit the different representatives wherever they are to collect the things that we got from them. Either take a screenshot of it or save a short video clip if you have that option. Oh, on your video card. You might go out and collect some spice. There's one there. I know there's going to be one a little further on. A red sun rises. Blood has been spilled this night. Who's doing it? Oh yeah, we put something new on the base. If you remember last stream, we were flying around and I saw somebody that had a really cool like gatehouse thing. So we did our best to replicate that. We actually did two things that we'll go over. I don't know why that always happens. And there you go. Come on. So we fixed our corner. I was going to expand it out so I could do more things, but I couldn't expand that side because it's too close to the Masquerade. So I ended up just backing it in one, and we put the roof piece that we were missing because it did bother me. And then we did a second gate, and we did a that gate is backwards. The gate is totally backwards. I don't get it, man. There's sometimes. Come on. Really? I mean, you do what it takes. Oh my gosh, that was dumb. So there we are. Now we made it look right. I got a gate there. Not sure if I am totally on this or whether I want to keep the pillars or do some other stuff, but at least we got it in there, right? So now we're going to park this bad boy. We actually took out our carryall yesterday. We took our buggy and went outside and left it there. Then we went up to the roof, grabbed our carryall, and we flew it over to Hager Rift to get those erythite crystals because we needed some, and that's where we were killing our deserters for the Landsraad task. Super exciting. Yep, we got 2 fuel cells. You know what? You see me in this thing all the time. Tell you what. I always take this because, like I said, if something horrible happened, it's cheaper to replace this. Which is totally true. Tell you what, we're going to leave those light rounds in there for now. No, we're not, because that's not how you do it. Just take them back. Drop them off later. Usually I only take the Mark 6 for the deep desert and for like the runs to where I'm going to Arakeen or something like that. But it is such a joy to fly. Oh my gosh. So quick, so fast, so snappy. Let's go find some spice. Saw one patch flying in. Thought it was right in here or something like that. Did it go away? Honestly, wouldn't mind if we had a sneaky little friend or something. Alright. Ooh, we're almost out of water, folks. Let's go to inventory real quick and we'll drink and we'll drink and we'll call it a day. So this is interesting. When you get all the way over there. Southeast, southeast. We'll go chase it. But yeah, when you get, I don't know why it happens, but you get a spice bloom that shows up close to one of these guys here. They can sometimes interfere with each other, and you can't get anything out of them. Let's take a look at the ground and make sure we are right on the edge of some nasty terrain. And I can be a little more risky because I know that Mark 6 is coming off the ground in a hurry if I need to. So it's one of the things, like, I don't want to risk it, but I'm so much safer using it. I'm not really afraid of the worms. I respect them. I understand how they work, and we don't get too stupid with it. But what I don't like is the rubber banding or glitching or something stupid happening. That would make me sad. Although I will give it to Funcom, when my Tier 6 buggy fell through the map, they did take care of me. I had video evidence of it happening, so that definitely helped. I don't care about heat stroke. Also, this is a stock. So the stock ornithopters don't have as much of the glitchy jumping in, jumping out that you see with the Harco and the Atreides variants. So that was east-southeast. Where do you think that was? Where do you suppose that bloom was? I think it was more that way. But we'll do a flyby here. Let's go ahead and see how much we got. 581, that's not bad. Still got some stuff in this hold, but that'll be all right. Alright, well, it should be around here somewhere. Because it was on the other side of this. It looked like it, I thought it was maybe up that way a little more, but we'll see. Quick map check. I don't think it's drum sand. I think that's going to be drum sand. We'll know in a second, won't we? That's totally drum sand, guys. Alright, so we're going to fire off several rounds. And then we'll just get up here. Let Mr. Shai Halud do his thing. Where'd he go? I knew that last one was way too far. Ain't gonna work, big guy. Gotta be quicker than that. That one was over there, I believe. Well, we'll finish this one off and go take a look. We might be a little messy on this one. I don't necessarily get all of the spice off of drum sand. Sometimes I'll be like, you know what? We'll go ahead and cut our losses. I'm pretty sure we're too late to see the plume. We're looking directly into the sun, and for some reason it's really foggy. So, don't know where that one was, but I think it was over this way. Does it have enough? Yeah. Favor fortune's the brave, right? Okay. Doesn't do a lot for the stupid, though, does it? Alright, so we're going to grab this one. And we're just going to leave. I'll let that stuff go. So I saw a little bit of cloud disruption. It looked like it came from this direction. So we're going to see. What we can find. Flying into the sun ain't fun. Wherever it was pretty far. So it wouldn't surprise me if it's on the other side of these ridges here. I see most of my spice blooms in shoal anyway, so. There it is. Alright, so we're over drum sand, so that's a good sign. Ugh. Today it is Scout Regiment from Attack on Titan. Yep. So this is the pretty standard setup that I'm using. I've got the Idaho soft step boots and the compact compactor. Otherwise, it's just normal gear. But those two definitely have big impacts. The compact compactor grabs more, makes nice big piles, and it has much less worm aggro. And so do the boots. So I've been known to get entire fields without ever getting worm aggro. But honestly, what it mostly does just makes me sloppy. Like, I'll dance around and move and do stuff like that. Even acting like a little bit of a dildo here, you could see we're not causing problems with the local. What? I was just saying how there weren't any problems, man. So So that's... Ooh, we got a little angry and he growled. Yeah, we deserve that. We were not, uh-oh. We were not being responsible people. Screwing around. 2 and 3. And we'll go ahead and do some cleanup ones. I wonder what that worm's pissed off about. Nothing in shoal, huh? That is odd. And we got a decent little bundles of spice. Nothing to complain about. Let's get some fuel before we run out. I did see it. I don't know if you were wondering. I don't think that's going to be enough for me to get another batch going. In fact, I'm pretty sure that it isn't. I don't like getting spice in an assault. They're just not responsive enough for me. Honestly, I mean, you do have plenty of response time, but there's been times where I've jumped into my assault and she just doesn't want to come off the ground. That's a little quirky, a little too quirky for me. I know it can hold way more. Nope, we're getting close. We're about halfway there to the last pile, so that's cool. This is for the tread wheel. I have not unlocked it yet because I still have a bunch more stuff to do for the DLC. Haven't been pushing that very hard. Oh, I do have a new face mask thing. I got rid of my little turban from the movie and put a hood on. Now, we said we were going to do this. So if we're going to go out into the deep desert, we are definitely going to build a base out there. I only have the 2 bases here, so we have the space. Normally when I do that, I'll build a base out there. We'll put up a bunch of water tanks. We'll get our units on the roof. We'll get the large wind traps. We'll do some omnidirectional turbine fans. And the last several ones that I've done, I have only ran ore refining. We didn't do any spice at all. So anytime I got spice, I would just bring it back to Haga and we'd drop it off at my main base. The main reason that I was going out there was because I wanted to get raw materials, titanium, stravidium for plastanium nuggets, ingots, and that was mostly the reason. But like I said, I need plastanium, spicy plastanium dust. And the only place to get those is in the ships and the testing stations. So, being as how I haven't used much of the plastanium I already got, we are going to basically be building a spice base. when we go out there. But we're not expecting to do a whole ton of spice. Mainly because for me it's just too infrequent. And I don't have my sand crawler built yet to even bother going out there and trying to get it with to try to get it with that, and especially don't want to do that solo. So what do we need in order to build a base out there? Well, there are a couple of things that we're going to grab to make sure that we use. We're going to need a couple of these. Not too much, but just a little. And we're going to put it in our Mark V assault because the assault can take more and we'll be able to carry that out in quick order. And we're just going to set that mine right there just in case somebody comes around. This is the bigger thing, a bunch of plastone. I like to build with this just because of A, I like the way it looks, and B, because it's a little stronger, got some more hit points, and can handle the storms out in the deep desert. They are stronger than the storms that you're going to see in Haga Basin. So we need building materials. We are going to need an ever so small amount of fuel cells. There's plenty of fuel cells out in the deep desert. I'm not going to argue with that. And usually you can find them pretty quickly. Actually, we want to double that. Bring 60. That'll give us an even 100. The reason I want to do this is because this is just to get things off the ground. Yep. Okay, and the last thing that we're definitely going to need is a little bit of these. This helps you build your advanced subpeef and get your generators going to get things started. But it's all over the place out there. So we don't want to get too crazy with this. Actually, we'll just bring 100 and we're going to call it a day. So this is basically our setup, and just to get our foot, like, get things going. The other thing that we definitely need to bring is enough stuff to make these. The reason I say that is you want to be able to, you're going to put down your subpeef, you're going to lay down a foundation, or 3 or 4, and then you're going to build a box. Because until you can build a box, everything has to be in your backpack. You need to get a box on the ground so that you can start pulling from that, and that way you could get things set up much quicker. 1 or 2 boxes, depending. Honestly, 1 box will probably hold everything that you're going to have left, and for the meantime, you can, shuttle it back and forth. But I need at least silicone blocks and aluminum ingots. Now, in the deep desert, your building costs are halved. So I only need 22, I think 23 and 4, but I'm actually going to bring 45 and 8. I think I'm going to bring 46 and 8 because it's not an easy number to divide by 2. But I'm going to bring 46 and 8 so that I can build 2 boxes, and then that way we're done. So we need to go get some aluminum ingots and some silicone blocks. I think there should be some in here. I am wrong. There we go. So like I said, I'm going to bring, actually we'll take 50 just to make it nice and even. Oh my goodness. Oh, I had it. I don't know if you saw that. That's a shame. out of habit, we're putting it there. And then we need some silicone blocks, which are upstairs. And 8 was the requirement, right? So what does this get us? This gets us our subbeef, a couple generators, and some power to get them running, a couple boxes, and then enough to build most of a structure. Not all of it, but most. The granite I bring because I want those overhead lights. And some stuff isn't 100% plastone, but most of it will be. So honestly, I don't think I need the 500. I think I'm shooting a little high there. I'm going to switch out that granite for another plastone. It's still sitting there. Put you there. Wonder if that thing has a timer. Like, oh, sorry. Is it eventually going to go off, like, while I'm standing here? Okay, there we go. So this gives us a very early foundation. This will get us a building. This will get us a couple boxes, and this will get us a subfeed console, some generators, a little bit of power to them, and we'll be getting some shields. Now, other things that we need to worry about is if we're going to use any penta shields, if we're going to have a ground one or just an aerial, like an upper one. But we need to bring enough materials to make at least one. We'll probably double up and bring 2. So for those, we have to bring out the gun here, and we go to utilities. And they're the same no matter what. So we need some steel ingots, some cobalt paste, and some calibrated servox. Like I said, bringing up 2. So we need 2, 20, and 6. So 2, 20, and 6. Escape. Steel ingots will be in here. There we go. Now it says that we need 2. Let me go ahead and bring 20. Actually, let's do this the right way. So we need some cobalt paste. We needed 20. Might as well just bring 40, right? Like I said, it's half out there, but well, we're trying to be exact. And then we need servox. Those, unfortunately, are way down here in the big box that I haven't gone through yet. None of these little boxes need to go through. Let's see. Here you go. I don't remember how many I needed, though. 6. Come on. Okay, so structurally speaking, we're pretty well in good shape. We've got enough plastone to build a foundation, some granite to do some extra stuff. We'll be able to build a couple of pentashield doors if we need to, for landing and driving in and out if we want, and enough to make a couple storage boxes. The rest of this is going to be planning for the equipment that we're going to have. I know that I'm going to need to make large wind traps to get some water in there. And we're going to have to make some cisterns. And we're going to have to make the omnidirectional thing. So we're going to need grease. We're going to need filters. So it's actually quite a bit of stuff that you have to think about. I don't think I've got any filters here. I might. One of the complaints I had from my old base was all the running around I do, and I wonder if I just substituted out running vertically for this. Let's see, one of these boxes should have some. If I ever get too messed up with it, we can just jump over the banister and grab it. That's right here. These got some weight, 20, so not too bad for a block. If you look at what we've been putting in here already, I mean, we're 100. Here we've got 2s and 8s. 35's pretty big. 15's not that much. 20 is pretty good. What we can do is on the day that we're going to head out, we will switch out some of these much lighter weight things and put them in our backpack so that we can carry more of the heavier stuff. I know we're going to need a lot of duraluminum ingots. We're going to need a lot of steel, if I'm not mistaken. But we're going to need a lot. So this is just kind of placeholders and just kind of get us started. We're going to need more of this. We should be good in both of our base locations, but we're going to need more of that. So let's go make some while we're thinking about it. And we're going to need to make some more filters. Oh, we got huge amounts of cobalt paste. I'll tell you what, we'll leave that the way it is. And we're going to go here. Now, each one of these is worth 10. And we can do a whole bunch. Holy cow. I'm only going to do... We're going to do 50. That's going to give us 500. And the reason we're doing that is because I know that my storage box, I've only got a little tiny bit in there. So this is going to help provide for not just a deep desert base, but this base and the monastery if it needs it. Our next trip is none of these. It's across. And go up here to the bigger one. Noisy. We need these guys. The monastery base, I haven't been using it, so I actually have those units shut down. So they're not using any, and I've still got quite a few down there. I don't know how much I have here, but I got 1.3 million water, and it's still going up. So I know I have 2 units here, and I'm going to put at least 2 units out in the deep desert, probably 3. So to make 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 out of the 47 I can make, because my plant fiber eventually will run out. Everything else we're way good on. Plant fiber is an issue. That's why I keep getting plant fiber. we are going to come in here. It'll do 5, right? Yeah, it'll do 5, so it'll hold them all. So we don't have to do a storage box on this. We got 2 filters sitting there, though. So what do I fill out the rest with? We're going to need 240 duraluminum and 250 silicone. And a bunch more calibrated servox. And some spice melange. The heaviest thing out of that is going to be the duraluminum. And like I said, I'm going to build at least 2 of them. So if I can go get 240 duraluminum ingots and stick it into that assault, oops, then we'll call that a win. Got some duraluminum in this spare box here. We're just going to split this one, and we'll see if she'll fit. Not only will it fit, but we got a lot. Like I said, I'm going to do at least 2. And there are other things that need duraluminum. So we're going to put a full stack of 500 in there. The rest is going to just fill up. Sorry. It's just going to fill up some of these holes. So I'll probably have to have more boxes so I could add in some of these. Maybe bring some more iron. Definitely going to need more cobalt paste, more servox. So honestly, to fill these up would be a good call. And that's going to give us our start. Let's go up here. Oops. And let's see how much cobalt paste. This used to be a problem, man. This used to be horrible, but now, since they made it weigh so much less, so much awesome. That's good. Probably be able to put a whole 500 stack in, and that shouldn't max us out. Yeah, it's awesome. Let's get more aluminum and more steel. Before we get too crazy. How much is one of these? These guys need steel and a bunch of silicone and a bunch of calibrated servox. Okay, so we got to make sure that we can build one of these. In fact, we'll build one of these before we do almost anything else. So steel, silicone, and calibrated servox. That's great. We got a bunch of extra silicone blocks. We are going to grab a whole bunch of extra steel. Still didn't fill us up. All right, so let's go get a bunch of servox, right? Wonder how long that mine's gonna sit there. Oh no. Getting pretty heavy. Might be good to fill the rest of that with aluminum. Just since that's the one that's lowest. So on us, we'll carry some of them filters. Some of them we're going to leave behind. And is there aluminum in here? There is not. There we are. And that's it. We're full. So, enough to build the base itself. Enough to build a couple generators and our subfief. Some power to get the shields up and get it holding. Then we've got materials here where we could build some wind traps, where we can build some omnidirectional turbines to get some power. And we'll carry the filters on us ourselves. We've got a couple things of grease there. we're making more grease, so we're going to go ahead and stow that where we need to. But this will be a good basic. This will be a good start off. And then once we use everything that's out there, or most of what's out there, when we start trying to build something and it tells us, oh, no, you don't have the materials, then we know what we need to come back and get. So we'll get the initial base set up and then we'll go from there. But that's pretty much as much prep as we want to do. You just want to make sure that you've got everything that you think you're going to need. And you know what? If you need more stuff, you know where to get it. The key to it, though, is to make sure power before water, water before funsy stuff. So make sure that you've got enough power, and then make sure you can make enough water to actually make whatever you're doing out there function. And then that's when you actually go and do some fun stuff. We'll probably end up putting some death stills out there. I don't know yet. Like I said, I want to focus more on crash ships and spice. So it would be nice to build a large spice refinery because it's just so much more efficient. But honestly, we might just build a medium. I don't want to build a base that's 5 something tall, just so I could fit a large spice refinery in there, and then just decide not to actually collect that much spice. Like I said, the dust is what we're really going after. Crash ships, shipwrecks, and testing labs. But anyway, I'm going to call it a night there because it's getting a little late since we had to take a big break. But we did go over our 2-hour mark. And yeah, thank you for tuning in. I do appreciate you spending a little bit of time with me. It was sweet. Wednesday we'll be fully out there and running. We'll go over how this stuff became what it did out there and some changes that I had to make. I got a pretty good idea of the shape of how I want to set it up. I always do an advanced sub-P if I don't add to it. You'll see a lot of guild bases out there will add to it. I'm going to actually build on the shield wall in the A row, in row A. The reason for that is if I just decide that, I don't want to collect spice, and if I end up getting a bunch of the Plastanium spicy dust from different things and I don't need to get that, we'll do some more mining out there. There's tons of aluminum. It's real quick and easy, and the monastery base is set up to run it. So, we'll shuttle that back and forth. Yeah. But anyway, so we'll take a look and then we'll make some adjustments. Maybe we will build some spice machines. And if we have to do a staking unit to make things a little bigger, so be it. But that costs money. And we try not to spend too much. All right. Well, again, thank you for stopping by. And I will see you guys on Wednesday to continue the saga. And as always, I will see you out there. So take care.